Good morning, guys. Mr. Parisi here, and we're going to be going over our Chapter 10 project today. With this project, you're going to be finding a house and then doing some of the calculations that go along with buying a house. So to start, you're going to be selecting two different homes, one of which is going to be over $200,000. That's the right side over here. And then the other one's going to be under $200,000. So you get to find maybe a more realistic home and one that maybe is just like your dream home, something like that. Just a note, make sure you do have pictures and you save these pictures, whether it's by a screenshot, save the link to the posting or something, because you are going to need to turn those in as well. So where I would go, the easiest place is just going to Zillow.com. Again, you're just typing in wherever you want to find a house. I'm just going to say Buffalo, New York. You can go wherever you want as long as it's in the U.S. I think that should be fine, and we're going to go for sale. Again, so let's just say I'm going to just pick the first house available. You can't pick the same house as me, just saying. I'm going to take this one, okay? $150,000. So again, I would maybe save a picture from this posting or copy the link of this house or something like that, but it's $150,000. So back here, we're going to calculate our down payment. Remember, 15%. We are going to move my decimal point. So it's going to be that $150,000 price times my 0.15 to get my down payment. And when I calculate that, plug that in my calculator, I get a down payment of $22,500. And remember, we have to make sure we are answering the question. I'm not looking for my down payment here. I got to go one more step to find my mortgage. So what do we do with a down payment? I take my price and I'm going to subtract my down payment of $22,500. Now you would do the same thing over here with house number 2, except the difference is this one is a 20% down payment, just so you're aware. So once I subtract $150,000 minus $22,500, I'm going to get my mortgage amount in this case, which is $127,500. So that is the amount of the loan for right now that I'm going to need to take out. But as you'll see shortly, it's going to change based on how much my closing costs are. And that brings us to the next step. So now I'm looking at my closing costs here. We're using the same chart we used in class. We know when we started in class, we found what our fixed costs were first. So I would take all of my fixed costs, which I have two here. I've got the 252, the 65, and then all the rest of these. I'm going to have to add them up. So 252 plus 65 plus, I'm skipping the percentages for now, and I'm going to the 325. Now, you're going to have to keep going, okay? Boom, boom, plus the next thing, plus the next thing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fixed costs that I'm going to have to add up. So 7 numbers I'm going to add up, get my fixed cost. That's going to be my first thing for my closing costs right here. Okay, but we're not done with closing costs. You're then going to have to go through and do your percentages. First one is 2%. 2%, remember, again, move that decimal point twice, once, twice. Decimal point, add in my 0, so 0.02 of my mortgage. My mortgage we just calculated in the previous, so this would be times that 127,500. This is going to get me another closing cost here. Okay, and then you keep going. I've got 2 more. Again, 0.3% turns into once, twice. I got to add in 2 zeros here. 0.003, so 0.003 times, whoops, get my eraser back over here. 0.003 times that 127,500. Okay. Again, that's going to get me another closing cost. And last but not least, I do have one more. My processing fee is at 1.1%. 1.1%. Move that decimal twice, once, twice, 0.011. 0.011 times that 127,500 to get my final closing cost here. In order to find my final answer, what I have to do with all of these is add them all up. So I would take all 4 of these answers that I just got, and I'm going to add them all up to get my final answer down here for closing costs, and that's going to be my total closing costs. I'm going to have to do that with my house under $200,000 and my house over $200,000, okay? Calculate the total amount you finance by adding your closing costs. We just found that in our previous question, so I'm taking this answer and I'm adding it to my mortgage amount. So I'm taking my answer from the second question and adding it to my mortgage from the first question. So this plus whatever I get down here is going to get me my new total amount financed. And that's just going along with what we said. People do roll their amount financed or roll their closing costs into their mortgage. So we've got a slightly bigger mortgage. All right. Now we determine our monthly payment using a mortgage calculator. You can Google mortgage calculator. This is probably the easiest one, but there are a bunch that you can use online. Okay. Interest rate is going to be 4.5%, and we're calculating the monthly payment for 20 years and for 30 years. So let's just say when I add my closing costs to my amount financed, or my mortgage, my new total amount financed is going to be $135,000. So 135,000. That's what I'm going to use as my thing in the mortgage calculator. So my loan amount would be $135,000. First, I'm going to do my 20. So I want a 20-year fixed. So 20-year fixed, and it told me my interest rate was 4.5%. So boom, it pops out with my monthly payment. So back here, I would say $854. It's obviously going to change when I change 20-year fixed rate to 30-year fixed rate, but I'm not going to plug that in because you're going to have to do that on your own and see, well, what's happening? Is my monthly payment going up? Is it going down? And then you're going to discuss in this next question how the amount of years changes your monthly mortgage payment. Okay, use complete sentences or one complete sentence. Be able to say like, hey, when I go from 20 years to 30 years, this is what happens to my monthly mortgage payment. And last but not least, we are taking that monthly mortgage payment for 20 years. So mine was $854. So I bring that down from the previous part, $854, and we want to find our total amount paid. Well, for 20 years, how many payments is that? 20 years times 12 months a year is going to get me 240 payments. Okay, so to find my total amount paid, I would be paying $854 240 times. We're going to calculate my total amount paid, and then we're comparing it to my monthly payment for 30 years. So we would be taking down our monthly payment that we get right here from 30 years. We're going to put that into this box right here. And again, we're going to calculate how much, except this time I'm not paying it for 20 years, I'm paying it for 30 years. So it'd be 30 times 12. This will get me 360 payments. So then I would have to say whatever my monthly payment was for 30 years that you found, you're going to multiply that by 360 to find your total amount paid. Last but not least, we are going to compare the total amount paid when the length of time changes for our mortgage. So you're comparing this total amount paid for a 20-year loan with your total amount paid for a 30-year loan and telling me, well, total amount paid changed in this way. Again, use complete sentences. And that's going to be it. So I only showed you half, obviously just the half of finding a less than $200,000 house. You're going to have to do the exact same thing on the other side as well with a house worth more than $200,000. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us or rewatch the video, pause, and check it out that way. Have a great day, guys, and good luck.